There's nothing quite like watching an anime where the main character is overpowered and surprises everyone. These anime are often full of action, excitement, and humor, and they always leave viewers wanting more. Here are 10 of the best new anime where the op-mac is overpowered and surprises everyone. On number 10, we have the Dungeon of Black Company. In the Dungeon of Black Company, Kinji is a Japanese salaryman who is transported to a fantasy world. Kinji is forced to work in a dangerous dungeon, but he quickly learns how to survive and thrive. Kinji also uses his skills to help the people of the dungeon, and he quickly becomes known as the Black Company worker. On number 9, we have The Great Jai Will Not Be Defeated. The Great Jai Will Not Be Defeated follows Jai, a powerful demon lord who is reduced to a small, powerless form after a magical girl defeats her. Now, she must navigate the human world and gather mana shards to restore her power and reclaim her former glory. Despite her new chibi appearance, Jai's determination and mischievous antics keep the comedy flowing. With a mix of fantasy and slice of life elements, the anime delivers a lighthearted and entertaining adventure as Jai faces various challenges while striving to become the formidable demon lord she once was. On number 8, we have The Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter. In The Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter, Noir is a young man who is summoned to a fantasy world to be the hero. However, Noir is not a typical hero. He is a weakling, and he is often bullied by the other heroes. However, Noir discovers a hidden dungeon that is filled with powerful treasures. Noir uses the treasures to become stronger, and he quickly becomes one of the most powerful people in the world. On number 7, we have The Way of the House Husband. Tatsu, a former Yakuza boss turned dedicated house husband. Despite his intimidating past, he now spends his days tackling household chores and taking care of his wife, Mai Q. The anime humorously portrays Tatsu's struggles with domestic tasks and the humorous encounters he has with old acquaintances from his Yakuza days. Through hilarious and heartwarming moments, The Way of the House Husband showcases a unique take on gender roles and highlights the importance of love, family, and adapting to a new way of life. On number 6, we have I'm in Love with the Villainess. In I'm in Love with the Villainess, Reed Ogata is a high school student who is summoned to a fantasy world to be the hero. However, Rai is not interested in being the hero. He is interested in the villainess, Katarina Clay. Reed uses his knowledge of the game to help Katarina, and he quickly falls in love with her. Rii also uses his skills to fight his enemies and to protect the innocent. On number 5, we have The Combatants Will Be Dispatched. The story revolves around Alice Kisaragi is a member of the Kizaragi Corporation, a powerful organization that dispatches agents to other worlds. Alice is a skilled fighter and a powerful mage, and she is often sent on missions to defeat powerful enemies. Alice also uses her skills to help the people of the world she visits, and she quickly becomes known as the combatant who always wins. On number 4, we have The World of Autumn Games is Tough for Mobs. In The World of Autumn Games is Tough for Mobs, Leon Foe Bartford is a high school student who is summoned to a fantasy world to be the hero. However, Leon is not a typical hero. He is a mob, or a background character, in the Autumn Game world. Leon uses his knowledge of the game to survive in the fantasy world and to help the heroine. He also uses his skills to fight his enemies and to protect the innocent. On number 3, we have I'm a Villainess, so I'm taming the male leads. And I'm a Villainess, so I'm taming the male leads. Katarina Clays is a young woman who is reborn as the villainess of an Autumn game. In the game, Katarina is destined to be killed by the hero. However, Katarina is determined to change her fate, and she uses her knowledge of the game to tame the male leads. Katarina also uses her skills to help the people of the fantasy world, and she quickly becomes known as the villainess who tamed the male leads.
On number 2, we have The Master of Magic. Shin Wolford is a high school student who is summoned to a fantasy world to be the hero. However, Shin is not a typical hero. He is a master of magic, and he can use his powers to create anything he can imagine. Shin uses his powers to help the people of the fantasy world, and he quickly becomes known as the Master of Magic.
And on number 1, we have The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent. In The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent, C. Takanashi is a Japanese office worker who is summoned to a fantasy world to be the saint. However, C's not the typical saint. She's not the skilled warrior or a powerful mage. Instead, C is a master of mundane skills, such as cooking, cleaning, and sewing. C uses her skills to help the people of the fantasy world, and she quickly becomes known as the Saint of Common Sense. Conclusion: these are just 10 of the best new anime where the opmic is overpowered and surprises everyone. If you're looking for an anime with a satisfying underdog story, then you should definitely check out one of these shows.